I'm Jeff Smith, and the lands you're looking at right now are former Bosnia. After the Bosnian Genocide, which you'll hear much more from later tonight, the towns on these lands have been utterly destroyed. This conflict caused by Serbian radicals resulted with airstrikes that destroyed much of the land, so now great cities are just rubble.
Good evening, America. I am Chuck Barrymore.
And I am Newsman, and this is Newsy News.
Tonight, on the evening of March 15th, 1995, we will be talking about the tragedy that occurred in Bosnia. It all began with the death of Yugoslavia's president, and now the country's in economic and political turmoil.
Bosnia declared independence from Yugoslavia in 1992. Bosnia is extremely culturally diverse, and the Serbian population in Bosnia was displeased with this. These Serbian nationalists, with the help of the Yugoslav Nationalist Army, attacked the Bosnian Muslims.
The Serbs began to attack the Bosnians out of rage. They began their genocide of the Bosnians. European nations intervened, but the conflict was ultimately ended when NATO decided to begin an airstrike on the Serbians. The UN then drew up a peace treaty for the conflict.
The genocide was over, but its effects will last a lifetime. There will be conflict between these groups for a long time. NATO forces are there to enforce a peace accord, but the conflict will never be forgotten.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Has this ever happened to you?
Did you hear this new Forrest Gump movie?
No way.
Oh, hey, Ryan.
What?
You know what?
Ah, my funny bone!
Well, we have a great product for you. Our Funny Bone Medicine Bone Tone fills your bones up with vitamin humor. You'll be feeling great, amazing, and fantastic.
I feel fantastic.
Taking bone tone may result in nausea, hair discoloration, depression, ingrown toenails, headaches, cramps, diarrhea, constipation, drug addiction, hypertension, even worse, funny bone pain, and slight to moderate pregnancy, and can be fatal. Remember the classic movie Forrest Gump? Well, of course you do. Here comes a brand new sequel focusing on the untold story of his running career. There's action.
Forrest!
There's humor. And of course, there's stupid recycled jokes.
I love Dr. Pepper, but I gotta pee.
And running. Lots and lots of running. Is he still running? God, when will he stop running? This is actually really boring. Please, just stop it already. Coming to theaters on February 31st, rated PG-13.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Bone Tone, and viewers like
You. Yeah.
Dr.
Cornelius Benedict Bartholomew Helsingborg Jr. of Czechoslovakia. Even don't know. Here was an actual witness from the atrocity. His name is Lev.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Now please, can you tell me why the genocide occurred?
This genocide happened because the Serbs never forgave the Bosnians for declaring independence from Yugoslavia.
How did it affect you? What you lose from this genocide?
I lost all my belongings. I lost my home, and I lost my family.
Did anybody of your family survive?
Yes, my mother survived. I've lost her for a while, but I eventually met up with her again in Srebrenica.
Oh, that's pleasing to hear. Now, what kind of suffering did you go through trying to escape the Serbians?
I remember having no water, barely any water. I was so thirsty and so hungry. It was so painful. I remember being in the most uncomfortable positions. Just avoiding bullets, coming in very close encounters with Serb soldiers.
It must have been very difficult. Will you ever forgive the Serbs for what they've done to you?
That's a hard question. I've been wondering this for years. For years after, I've never wanted to forgive. I thought it would be too hard. Then I come to realize the whole genocide happened because lack of forgiveness. And now, these things are going to happen again and again if we don't forgive. So that's why I forgive the Serbs.
I see. Now, why did you survive in particular?
There's no particular reason. Really. I'm no better than any other. The reason I survived was luck.
Now, thank you for coming on the show. It really means a lot to talk about these hurtful experiences. I thank you.
Thank you.
If there's any confusion, we have some frequently asked questions that we're going to answer for you.
So the first one, Patrick, can you describe a brief timeline of the genocide?
Well, in 1992, Croats and Muslims voted against Serbs to make Bosnia an independent state. In April 1992, Bosnia declared itself an independent country. In May of 1992, the Serbs began systematically killing the Bosnian Muslims. In June of 1994, less than 50,000 Muslims were left in Bosnia. In April of 1993, U.S. declared Srebrenica a demilitarized protected area. In July of 1995, Serbian forces took control of Srebrenica unopposed. And in August of 1995, U.S. began conducting airstrikes on the Serbs, and the Serbs surrendered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, do you have a question for Liam?
Yes, Liam. Who are the leaders of this genocide?
Oh, yeah. Well, Ryan, there was a guy named Ratko Mladic who was a leader of the Serbian troops during the conflict. He ordered the attack on Srebrenica, which ended in the destruction of buildings, it injured people, and thousands of people were killed. The president of Serbia was named Slobodan Milosevic, and at the time he had control of the Serbian forces, who had murdered around 200,000 people. Also, the Croatian president, Franjo Tudjman, who assisted in ending the genocide in Bosnia. Ryan, I have a question for you.
Yes, Liam.
What were some of the methods of dehumanization that were used?
The Serbs rounded up all the Bosnians just to kill them. They raped women and children and forced young women to bear Serbian children. And they would lie in the hiding Bosnian Muslims to come out and they would be safe. But in reality, they would... Oh, gosh. Okay. I read that wrong.
Sorry.
And they would lie to the hiding Bosnian Muslims to come out. And they would be safe. And they would be given shelter and food. And they would... but then they would be shot and killed.
Colin, I have a question for you.
Yeah,
How
Patrick.
were these acts of genocide carried out?
Well, the Serbian militants would surround a village and invade. They would pillage the town of all their resources and round up all the Bosnian Muslims. Then the Serbs would line them up and shoot them. They would bury the bodies in unmarked mass graves.
Okay.
And Ryan, what were the long-term effects of this genocide?
Colin. In 1994, Muslims and Croats in Bosnia put differences aside and to sign an agreement creating the Federation of Bosnia and Herzegovina. They currently now run under one central government.
Okay.
Those are all the questions we have. Thank you very much.